Hello YouTube world. So this is going to be my first video for my channel, The Villain of 1776. Just wanted to kick it off by starting with a thought. So I live in California, California, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful weather, horrible state on all other accounts. We've got problems with illegal immigration. Our own government is trying to take our guns and our ammunition away from us. They're giving, check this shit out, they're giving driver's licenses to illegals. They're giving driver's licenses to illegal immigrants. Now notice, I did not say Mexicans. I did not say Hispanics. I did not say any type of race. Illegal immigrants. I don't care if you are white, black, brown, orange, purple, green. I don't give a shit. If you are here illegally from any country, you are an illegal. I don't care if you're from Germany. I don't care if you're here illegally from France, from Mexico, from Honduras, from Japan, from Ireland, from Russia. I don't care. If you are here illegally, meaning that you did not go through the proper process to gain your citizenship or to gain residency here, legal residency, you are an illegal and you need to be prosecuted and sent back. That's the bottom line. But with recent events, that seems to be the least of our worries at this point, because now, as for a long time, the politicians in California are trying to take away our guns. Now, if you know me personally, you know that I have a very, very big issue with that. There's proposed legislature for background checks on all ammunition. There's proposed legislations for that would essentially shut down gun shops, things like that. So I don't know what the fuck these people's problems are. We have the Second Amendment. Our right to bear arms shall not be infringed. So with that being said, what does that mean? Well, right now, in order to get a firearm in the state of California, you have to go into a gun shop. You pick out your firearm. You provide all kinds of documentation that you are who you are. Then what happens is they run a background check on you. Okay, which costs you money on top of the price of the firearm. So they run your background check. Then you have a waiting period. You have to wait out your time. Then you can come pick up your gun, assuming everything checks out fine. Okay? But every time you purchase a gun, you have to do that. So here's my issue. The Second Amendment was created to protect the people in the possible situation of a tyrannical government being in power. That way the people could protect themselves from that tyrannical government. So basically, by saying we need to go through federal background checks and we need to register our weapons and go through all these different things, essentially we're just giving this possible tyrannical government intelligence. Now they can compile a list of all the gun owners and see how many guns they actually own and what kind of guns they own, and then turn around and use that against us. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen today, tomorrow, maybe not even in the next 5 years, 10 years, but eventually it could happen. And so now, by jumping through all these hoops just to bear arms, to exercise our Second Amendment rights, they're just compiling a list. here's the truth of it is I don't believe in background checks for firearms. I don't believe in registering firearms. To me, those infringe on the Second Amendment. Now, if you really think about it, who are the people going to gun shops and purchasing firearms? Those are law-abiding, responsible gun owners. Okay? A criminal who has a list of felonies on their record or a list of crimes on their record, they don't go into gun shops and say, I want to purchase this shotgun or this handgun or this rifle to carry out my crimes. They get them off the streets. They get them through other modes. So really, what are we doing? We're charging the people more for their firearms, and we're just basically compiling a list of law-abiding citizens that own firearms. That's all we're doing. We're not deterring criminals. It's just that's the way it goes. They don't want any paper trail on the firearms that they use to carry out their crimes. So, is it effective? No. Is there a point to it? No. So what are we doing? All we're doing is we're infringing upon the rights of the people. Our inherent rights endowed to us by our Creator. The government, I don't know if you noticed this, but the government is just making it harder and harder and harder to protect yourself. And now we're looking at even more infringement on our rights. Background checks for ammunition. I'll tell you what's going to happen, government, and this is aimed at the California government and anybody who decides to follow suit. What's going to end up happening is the state of California is going to pass this law that you have to run a background check on anybody that purchases any type of ammunition. So then what's going to happen? Okay, Californians are just going to stop purchasing ammunition in California. Okay, the other states, Nevada, Arizona, Oregon, they're going to say, well, shit, all these people, they don't believe in this. They don't want to go to their local gun shop and purchase ammunition anymore because they got to run a full fucking background check, which is complete bullshit. So what's going to happen? Nevada, for instance, is just going to say, come on over, Californians. We'll sell you ammunition on the spot. Because you have bullshit laws, we may or may not ask to see your ID to make sure that you're a resident of the state. I'll tell you right now, I purchased ammunition from a gun shop. I won't name any names. But, they're technically supposed to check your ID to make sure that you're of age and to make sure that, you're a resident of the state of California or whatever, right? I've never had my my ID checked to purchase ammunition. So that's what's going to happen is Oregon and Nevada and Arizona and some other states are just going to say, come on over, buy your ammunition from us, because they're not going to turn down the business, right? At the end of the day, capitalism prevails. They're not going to turn down the business. So that's pretty much how that's going to go. And if they want to continue, whether it's a state government or the federal government, if they want to continue to place restrictions and continue to infringe on our Second Amendment rights, and they come for our guns, I tell you what's going to happen. And I'm speaking straight to the government or any left-wing politician, gun grabber who may watch this. I hope all of them do, but I'm not that cool. So what's going to happen is you come to take our guns, and mark my words, you take our guns, in 1776 will be relived. I guarantee it. Because you have the 3% nation, whatever you want to call them, okay? I guess it's a cool name, but you have the people that would have no problem taking up arms against the government or anybody who is infringing upon our God-given rights as Americans, that would have no problem laying down their own life to ensure that their children and their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren do not end up growing up and living in a society ran by tyrants, dictators, and that can continue to preserve the rights given to us by God. So, what does that mean? That means that if you come knocking on my fucking door and you want to take my fucking guns, be prepared. I invite any politician, any gun grabber politician that wants to take the people's right to bear arms away. I invite that individual politician. I invite you to my home. I invite you to my home, because if you come to my home with the intention of taking my guns and you decide that you want to use force to try and take my guns, you'll be met with deadly opposition. I guarantee you, because my family, my fellow Americans, my patriots, we will not grow up and we will not leave this nation to our children, to our grandchildren. We will not leave them a nation that is completely ripped apart by a government that doesn't want to honor our Constitution. Politicians, if you want to change our rights, there's a way to go about that. You need to go through the amendment process, things like that. But I guarantee you, you're going to be met with some pretty fierce opposition. I guarantee it, because the Second Amendment is what protects all the other rights. You take away my First Amendment right, I will take up arms. You take away, my Fourth Amendment right, I will take up arms. Because if I wanted to grow up in some communist society, either A, I'd vote for Bernie Sanders, or B, what would I do? I would move and live in a communist society. But I'm an American. I love my country. I love my flag. I love my Constitution, and I love my fellow people. So, anybody who wants to take away our right to bear arms, I fucking dare you. I dare you. And like I said, any politician that wants to do that, we can either A, sit down and have a nice political conversation about why you're fucked up and you should not take away try to take away our firearms, or you can come to my door, you can knock, or you can try to kick it in to try to take my firearms and take away my Second Amendment right, a right that was endowed to me by my Creator. But I guarantee you, it's not going to be pretty. And I'm sure there's plenty of other patriots out there and Americans that feel the same way. You come to their door with the intention of taking away their firearms, taking away their right to protect themselves, and I guarantee you, they will go down with a fight. They will go down with a fight. They have no problem defending what is theirs, defending their family, defending the future of this country, defending their fucking freedom. So we're at about, 14 minutes of a video. That's pretty long for a first video. Subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share, whatever. And I actually didn't have anything scripted for this, so it was kind of a spitballing off the cuff. Just something that I feel really strongly about, and I wanted to express my opinion and and my outlook on this really big issue right now in California, in our country, but especially in California. So like I said, like, comment, subscribe. If you don't like it, then hit the dislike button. But if you don't like it, then you're probably a hippie liberal commie, so fuck you. Alright guys, I'm gone.